Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Corey Worrell. I am a student in ELRC 7525 at LSU, one of your colleagues, and I'm super excited about this opportunity to be able to share with you this website, this experience that I've been fortunate to be able to experience during this term. First things first, as we dive into my website, my name is Corey Worrell, of course, and I'm really passionate about professional development. I am passionate about creating online courses. I'm currently instructional design, so it's really something that I'm really passionate about, creating instruction, being able to teach teachers, and also being able to provide students with better opportunities to be able to learn more effectively through educational technology. So this particular assignment, this website, really gives me the opportunity to be able to zero in and to be able to be somewhat of an architect in being able to create a professional development experience. I have been in I want to say giving keynote presentations, workshops to colleges, prior to COVID. I'm looking to transition to be able to develop courses that really help students to be able to learn more effectively, individuals in marginalized communities and things of that nature. So without further ado, let's definitely dive into 7525, the professional development site. So on the first page here, this is the home page. On the home page, we have the 7525 professional development, where professional development meets success. On this first page, I wanted it to be something that really gets the mind thinking about professional development. So that's why in the background you really see it looks to be teachers coming together, partnering, trying to figure out some sort of new way to be able to design. And right below where it says professional development meets success, here you have what looks to be leaders, perhaps educators. They see that success, and it just allows the individual who enter the site to feel a sense of success is coming. We're about to change the world and do it big. That right here down below are some of the links for my instructional design portfolio, ID as far as blogs that I created as far as instructional design, educational technology. So these are some different assets and avenues that people can take once they go to the site when they want to really kind of dive into deeper as to who I am, my expertise and things of that nature. I also have my LinkedIn at the bottom, and it's kind of hard to see right there. I also have my LinkedIn page as well, so they can be able to connect with me there as well. All right, so we're going to dive into collaborative professional development right here at the top. And as we enter this page here, we have the header, collaborative professional development. If you take a look below, there you'll find three different aspects of true collaborative professional development. So I wanted to give the three options that we talked about in our class. We have our tilt table, we have a review of other PD programs, and we also have the pattern of shared online class resources. So we can go ahead and dive into the tilt table. Here in the tilt table, we dive into the different aspects of the tilt. So we have your tilt 1, we have tilt 2, and then we have our tilt 3. Here we have a little brief description of each. So tilt 1, phase 1 is 1 year. It's an exploration of tools, pedagogy, and a safe, fun, collaborative environment. One of the things I really enjoyed about the tilt was how they basically broke it up into three different sections. And one of the most important things we talk about in education is cognitive load. And so we want to make sure that, when we're looking at educators that perhaps have not been experienced to a lot of new content, we want to make sure we utilize portion control. So that first year, it's a great way. I feel like it's one of the best ways to be able to just allow them to allow them to be able to experience different kinds of educational technology, to open their mind. And we as human beings, one of the most important things for us is to be able to just experience and understand what are some of the things that are actually possible. What are some of the things that are out there? It's one of the ways that we've gone from, living in caves to being able to create the society that we have and live in today. So it all starts with just really getting that picture of exploration. And I think Tilt 1 really gives us that ability to be able to do that. Tilt 2, Phase 2 is also 1 year, continues the exploration, but the focus turns towards enhancing the content and curriculum. Phase 2, teachers focus on creating a classroom environment in which technology is seamlessly integrated with purpose and to support curricular content. Teachers create at least one redefining student creation project to showcase their own and their students' reflective practice. In Tilt 2, that's where we kind of dive a little bit more into applying what has been learned and applying some of the educational technologies into actual classroom experiences. So that's an amazing phase to be able to transition into. And then Tilt 3, Phase 3 is also 1 year, and it emphasizes professional growth through planning and delivering of professional development opportunities for colleagues. And this stage is great because after going through the first 2 stages, Phase 3 really allows an educator, teacher to be able to be that mentor for the upcoming teachers that are entering into the program. So it's kind of a passing the baton and being able to build upon some of the things that teachers that are coming in are seeing. It's kind of a passing of the guard, if you will. But one of the beautiful things about it is, in any society, anywhere where you go in the educational system, things are constantly changing. And so the teachers that are passing that baton, they may not have experienced some of the things that some of the teachers have experienced that are coming into the program. And so, but what it does allow is those individuals who are in that Tilt 3 phase, it allows them to be able to take all the knowledge that they've had and be able to pass it on to the teachers that are entering. And what it allows them to do, it allows them to be able to skip some of the learning curve and be able to get directly into that higher level that the teachers that are in Tilt 3 are currently in. So it's an amazing program. I really learned so much, and I really feel there's a lot of elements that I could be able to implement into professional development programs that I create in the future. Okay. Next one, we go to review of other PD programs. Okay. We talked about professional development magic with Disney. One of the big aspects there was it was centered around Disney's amazing storytelling capabilities. And in this particular professional development program, educators and teachers really understand the element of telling a good story. And, when we talk about being in the classroom, one of the most important things we can be able to do is be able to take content, look for areas that we can be able to take particular elements of curriculum and instruction and be able to design it in a way where it's sequential and where it's meaningful and that there's a story behind it. Storytelling has been one of the things that throughout history that has not only helped us to be more engaged in the stories, but also helps us to be able to take those elements of the story, take the morals of the story, and be able to internalize it into our long-term memory. Because when you think about it, storytelling is equipped with not just content and information, but there's also emotion. There's also the ups and downs of the way we feel about certain elements of that. And I think that Disney's done a fantastic job in being able to craft amazing stories. I mean, many of us, we may have seen a Disney movie one time, but because the storytelling was so rich, we've always been able to remember those. And so those are the same elements that we want to transition into our curriculum and instruction within our classroom settings. Professional development on YouTube. Professional development on YouTube, there is tons and tons of professional development on YouTube. I discussed it here in this summary, but That's one of the things that I've truly learned. The other day, I was watching a show, and they were in the classroom, but this was a show that was back in the '90s, and they didn't have the technology that we have today, and it just really got me thinking about the fact of now we can be able to easily hop onto YouTube, be able to see videos about anything that we want. And what makes this professional development with YouTube so significant to teachers is because, when you think about a teacher, there's so many different responsibilities, there's so many different hats that teachers have to wear, whether it's going to meetings, teaching students, being able to create new curriculum, being able to, just go to different in-services. There's a lot on their plate. And so the convenience behind professional development on YouTube really makes it all worthwhile, because when teachers do have a moment to be able to go and learn about a specific element, or let's say a student may ask them a question, or they are looking for a way to be able to maybe make a couple tweaks to certain aspects of instruction that they're delivering, they can be able to watch a YouTube video and instantaneously be able to add certain elements to the instruction. So I just think it's an amazing resource. It's plentiful, and it allows us to be able to immediately add instant practicality and implementation into the instruction. Professional development vlogging. This is an amazing element that can be used within the classroom. Instead of giving students, just tasks where they're just writing an assignment, they can be able to vlog where they're doing videos and they're also discussing, what they've learned from that particular subject or lesson. And that's an amazing aspect that we can implement as well. The Amazing Race, professional development. Amazing Race, we've all seen the show Amazing Race. It's another great aspect where basically the first video where they begin picking teams, and then they're able to use different elements as far as the learner. They made it into a game that they can be able to implement. And at the end of the day, I would say that the Amazing Race, this one was more based in an in-person experience. So being there, them being able to go and find different elements, I think it really added a lot as far as engagement and interaction. And one of the best ways for us to be able to learn is through engagement and interaction. And build your own professional development. This particular aspect, I think, is absolutely great. The other forms of professional development were great as well. But I think that building your own professional development, it really helps you to understand the mechanics of what it takes to be able to develop your own professional development. And this was one of the ones that I really like to focus in and zero in on. Okay. And the Padlet of shared online class resources. So here we have the different resources that we have from our class. Okay. Animaker, Kahoot, Nearpod, all of these are great aspects. Powtoon, use that one many a time. Quizzes, Canva, that's old faithful. Screencast, most definitely what we're doing now. Okay. Then we're going to dive into the resources for professional development. So here, professional development, educational technology assets. So we'll take a look below and you'll find an assortment of different assets pivotal to conducting a successful professional development session. Here we have your assessment survey, we have the SAMR model, and then we also have the Padlet virtual teaching board. So we dive into the assessment survey. Okay, here we will click the link and it'll take us to the needs assessment that I've designed for the quality K through 12 instruction through EdTech. Okay, here are some of the questions. The purpose of the survey is to identify the current process being used to design class instruction. Also to discover the educational tools being used for instruction and drive class interaction and engagement. What are the grade levels? How long have teachers been teaching? When it comes to teaching, walk us through your process. Do you use educational tools to teach your class? If so, which ones? On a scale of 1 to 10, how engaged and excited are students for completing the activities in the lesson? Do you think educational technology would enhance learning in your classroom, or do you feel your classroom is already operating at optimal level? What do you feel is most needed to enhance the quality of instruction and engagement in the classroom? Okay, we have the SAMR model. Transforming corporate training and design. Original assignment is the trainer. So I kind of break down how I'll be implementing the SAMR model here. Substitution, augmentation, modification, redefinition. Okay. Substitution acts as a direct tool substitute with no functional change. It's an enhancement. Augmentation, technology acts as a direct tool substitute with functional improvement. It's an enhancement. Modification, technology allows for a significant task of redesign, which is the transformation. And redefinition, technology allows creation of new tasks previously inconceivable, transformation. And so what this speaks to is the different ways we use educational technology. Some are just substitutes and augmentation, which are the enhancement. So it merely is merely like a replacement. Instead of just writing say an essay, they would be using technology to merely replace it. Then where you have modification or redefinition, it's instead of writing an essay or things of that nature, what they would do is perhaps create a whole video blog where they go in and create an entire breakdown of an experience, or they're taking a subject matter and creating perhaps a story that's based upon the content or the lesson. So they're really transforming the entire learning experience to be able to be more in depth, and it just really elevates not only them having the ability to learn, but it elevates engagement, the learning, and the entire experience. And typically that's where we want to be able to focus. That's how we want to really be able to use educational technology. Okay, here we have the Padlet virtual teaching board. So here we have some of the educational technology resources that I thought were really interesting. We have our Edmodo. The secure social networking site Edmodo allows you to communicate online with your students in a safe environment. You can post assignments, test notifications, create polls, award grades. Students can check homework, due dates, find test dates, exchange ideas, and classmates and more. The flashcard machine, teachers and students alike can create on-screen flashcards to test vocabulary, math questions, foreign language, and more. Glogster. Glogster is an interactive visual platform in which users create a poster or a web page containing multimedia elements, including text, audio, video, images, graphics, drawings, and data. Storybird. Storybird are short art-inspired stories you can make to share, read, and print. And then we also have SchoolTube. It's a safe, moderated environment where students can post self-produced videos for classroom use. From the education, a civics presentation or algebra class, and practical to fun, late-night girls soccer games. So that's another amazing educational technology tool. Then as far as the newsletter, one of the great things we were able to do is actually be able to create a newsletter. I use Canva to be able to do this. They have amazing templates. And so here we have distance learning grid. Inside the grid, tools for online learning, Designing with PowerPoint, 5 digital learning trends. Enter the grid, the monthly recap. So I wrote different articles for the newsletter. Designing with PowerPoint, tools for online learning. And then you got the high fives. Now, one of the things that I did, I wanted to make sure I added links to each article where they can be able to go and learn more about the content that I'm writing about. Here we have it here again, so that it constantly connects them to different educational technologies and just keeps them in the loop, and just really gives them the opportunity to be able to learn more about the subject matter. District and school program. Here we have your weekly professional development plan. So we have designing quality K through 12 instruction. So this is my Canva presentation. The audience is for the K through 12 educators. Could be also for the deans of instruction as well. There's a lot of great knowledge within what we're doing here. So both parties would be able to benefit from this. The course description. One of the biggest challenges we have today is discovering more effective ways to allow our learners to internalize instruction in the classroom. With the emergence of educational technologies, there has been a demand for implementing its unique capabilities in our classroom. The course was created to begin training educators in K through 12 in the process of creating effective pedagogy and to learn about innovative educational technologies they can begin using in their classroom. With that said, the strategies within this course have been selected as specific methodologies and activities that will lead students to experience a higher order of interaction, engagement, and learning. So we have some of the tools. We'll go back to that. Tools and materials that are needed. Okay. Then we have our ISTE standards. We have the learner, collaborator, and designer. Okay, these are 3 different standards that we're abiding by. The goal: give educators a process and awareness for innovative educational technologies they can use to enhance the engagement and quality of their curriculum. Objectives: apply theoretical principles of backward design, understand steps in the ADDIE model, analyze the differences between technology that replaces and enhances, describe the 5 different educational technologies, and evaluate effectiveness of 5 educational technologies. Classes in session 1, so I kind of want to go over the breakdown of what that looks like. In our day-to-day, we have welcome with the icebreaker. We also have we begin instruction of backward design, which is about 15 minutes. Then we have a breakout group session, about 15 minutes. Each group is given a problem and are tasked with identifying the outcome they want. They'll then use backward design to identify tasks and activities that will give them their outcome. Group feedback, 5 minutes. Each group will give a quick summary of their problem, outcome, task, activities they create, and any breakthrough moments from the exercise. Then we have classes in session 2. So on this part, we're going to go over the ADDIE model, which is 15 minutes. We'll do a Kahoot game session over backward design and ADDIE model to kind of give us help test their knowledge as far as backward design and the ADDIE model. Then we have our educational technology discussion. We'll talk about how it impacts curriculum and instruction for K through 12 classrooms. Then we'll break up into groups. Research 5 different educational technologies and what they are. Each group will create a digital advertisement for one of the EdTech products they research and why it should be used in the classroom. They'll act out in the class as a group. And then we'll complete the course evaluation about 10 minutes. Okay, here is the rubric, holistic rubric that we're going by. We have the elite, the good, the rising, the areas of improvement, and the below standards. Instructional method 1, interact face-to-face instruction. backward designed PowerPoint, ISTE Collaborator, group work together to complete backward design case study via editable PDF, and the internet as a resource. So these are some of the tools and activities that we'll be doing within the course. We're gonna have the Kahoot game for the backward design and ADDIE model. Will be the ISTE Learner and Designer. Groups work together learning about new educational technologies, how it works, and when to use it to enhance class instruction. Okay. And then we have our evaluation here. Learners will complete an evaluation. Once they complete the professional development, this will allow us to obtain the feedback we need to analyze their experience and make the improvements on the professional development course for the future. Okay, and once again at the bottom here, here's a little bit of information about me, and then it links to my portfolio for instructional design and my blog. And that will conclude my presentation of my ELRC 7525 professional development website. I'm super excited about learning about professional development and how I can implement this into real world settings. And I depart now. Thank you. Have a great day.